it out at a track rooted in a vibrant narrative of street circuit skirmishes. Who will triumph this time? Who will conquer Spain? It's the Aragon Grand Prix, 18 October, live on your World of Champions, Supersport.
Yo, what's up PUBG Mobile South Africa? Wow! Dynamic Mobile Gaming here, brought to you by Kotiria Gaming, guys. This is the shit, this is where it's live, this is where it's happening. So tonight at 6:30, it's already 6:30, we have Kotiria representing in the Umzanzi League. It's the big boys. Oh, my wig almost falling off there. So we got Umzanzi League now happening at 6:30. As far as I know, there are 3 games that they do concentrate on. If you don't have cable TV, guys, here we go. It's all live here on Kotiria Gaming. Thank you for tuning in, if you are tuned in. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited. 500 big G's, 500k, 500,000 up for grabs for the winning team. And guess what, every single other team, I just got information that they do not also go away empty-handed. I will give you a little bit more information where that is concerned a bit later on in the game, but for now we are just waiting for the game to go live. Guys, I am super excited. Umzanzi League, Kotiria Gaming, big boys. Doesn't get better than this, honestly. So we are just waiting currently for the game to go live. What I'll do in the meantime, let's just get into the rules, seeing that we are waiting for the Umzanzi League to kick off. So I've got all the information right here on the screen, on my screen, apologies. Let's just go through this. So it's Umzanzi League, 32 teams, top 24 teams go through to the next round. For stage 1, which is going to happen from tonight onwards, it's a round robin. So everybody splits into 4 groups. Group A basically versus Group B. That's how it's going to be, in 4 groups. So Group B versus Group C on another group. I do know that Kotiria is in Group D. A lot of big boys in that group as well. So then it rotates, A versus C, etc. And for 2 weeks of play, each group plays exactly 6 games. After 2 weeks of play, the top 24 teams in the final leaderboards make it through to the next round. So in 2 weeks time, after a whole lot of battling, it's the next round. So from top 24, it's like 3 weeks of play, another 3 weeks. And then the top 20 goes through, so it goes less and less. From the top 20, it's basically goes to the round of semi-finals. Then it's 4 games a day. Woo, lekker. 4 games a day and stuff for like 3 weeks. Out of those top 20, 16 goes through to the finals. And remember also, everyone gets paid at least 1,500 Rand per team that has participated. That is amazing, Umzanzi League. Thank you for organizing this event. These are the big boys when it comes to Africa PUBG mobile action. Hats off to you guys for organizing this, for everyone organizing it as well. So we're just waiting. Let's just go over to the channel and check what is happening. Here we go. Apologies, and there we go. Woo-wee! 500,000 Rand, guys, up for grabs. I've got the audio is off because we're just waiting for the game to play. If you are tuned in, make sure that you do say hi. Make sure that you do subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. It is Kotiria Gaming. We're going to be bringing you all of the action where PUBG Mobile, especially South Africa, is concerned. This time in Africa as well. Yeah, man. Woo! I'm super excited. I am super excited. What I'm going to do is let's just go back to the starting soon. Make sure you don't go anywhere. As soon as the game goes on, I'll be back. Okay, so I just got a message now also, guys. So there is going to be a slight delay because they are currently busy with FIFA. And the FIFA match is just busy ending off now, as I can see here. And we're just going to be waiting a bit for that. Are we? Super exciting stuff happening. So we do have some ads playing, guys. Enjoy the ads. I am here. Let's put on some audio for you guys as well. Here we go. Alright, I'll be in the background, guys. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think. Who are you supporting?
It was always gonna end like this. All your hard work, all your sacrifice, only sped up the process. Find yourself alone. Only death awaits.
Hacker Nabrak here from IO Interactive. In Hitman 3, Agent 47 is back for his most intimate and professional contract in his entire career. This is also the dramatic conclusion to the World Assassination. I'm so proud to be here in Dubai. Enjoy.
I love how you're literally sticking together.
I know.
He's following me, I think you'll find. Because he knows who the superior player is, so he's following me.
Oh no, I'm just gonna see what you do.
And then you mop up my mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah, boys. All right, so guys, we do have a huge delay when it comes to when we're talking about the game tonight because of FIFA. FIFA. We do know that it's a long ass game, just like PUBG Mobile. I just got a message about 10 seconds ago saying that it's gonna be. It might just start at 7 o'clock, and we actually prepared for the game to start at 6:30. But you know what? It's chilled. We're gonna chill over here. Yeah, so I was actually thinking, should we get some gameplay going? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Should we do some gameplay?
It's not that bad. It's just same old apartment, same old job.
Gameplay is always lekker, but then what I'm gonna have to do is just set up my capture card over here. Let's pick up my phone. There it fell. Waar is my phone? Here we go. Okay. Put you in. Nah, let's leave the gameplay. Let's leave the gameplay. It's gonna... I don't want to take a chance. Might just mess up the stream, you know? Stream is freaking perfect! Yeah! Yeah, let's just watch some cable TV in the meantime. Yeah, the sun is not God. I am still here, guys. Don't worry. I am still here. The sound is still there. I'm just trying to get some TDMs going so we can at least play some matches in the meantime. Here we go, here we go. Let's just have a look. Are we live? Are we live? Let's just check how are we live. Alright, so we are live, guys. We are live. I'm just gonna mute the desktop audio. Here we go. It's PUBG Mobile. It's the best game there is. Audio is on, audio is good. Let's play some TDMs, guys. Let's get warmed up. Just remember, we're watching Vector Menace, aka the Noob Master. Hopefully this is gonna get you warmed up for the matches to come. So let's just select the mode. Let's play... Oh shit, library is available. Okay. Let's play some library. Scrap thing is... Now I don't know what's happening. Oh wait, I can do that. Okay, let's go.
Team match, let's go.
So I didn't prepare to play. My hands are super sweaty.
First point for the red team. Reloading.
Oh! I knew there was someone down there. Let's get back, let's get back. What? No, impossible. That's freaking impossible, boy.
Cover me! Expired!
Let's go, let's go! Okay, that guy's disconnected. Oh, fuck, he's disconnected.
Dead! Killed! Killing spree for the blue team!
Whoa! So I do have DSTV, cable TV right up in front of me, and the game is still not on, guys. Don't worry, I will bring it to you as soon as the game comes on. Alright, Umzanzi League he's going live. Here we go, guys. Let's just get everything sorted quickly. Apologies for the pause here, but I do need to get the game on for you. Where's the cable? Here we go. This is the cable. Let's do this. Umzanzi League. Back in 14 seconds. 14, 15. We got 10 seconds. Here we go. Disconnecting my phone, TV scene, new scene. Nope, that is not it. Here we go. Online, there we go. Here we go, guys. Super excited. Let's get this out. Let's get this on. Let's do this.
Smith, creative director at Insomniac Games. The entire studio is so excited to be able to share with you a first ever look at Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, a brand new, full-length, interdimensional adventure built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. We're doing things we've never been able to do before, like use dimensional rifts to be able to leap from planet to planet nearly instantly, or put ray trace reflections on Clank. All of our alien worlds are filled with density and life previously unseen. Plus, Ratchet's all-new arsenal is more exciting than ever thanks to the DualSense controller's enhanced feedback. Ratchet and Clank are near and dear to our hearts at Insomniac, and we can't wait to share more with you in the future. But for now, here's another look.
Did you see that?
Like my ride, bro? Off the long axe.
Sand sharks from above.
Sand shark! Sand shark! My heroes!
Was that a kraken? Or at least a very large octopus. will never get used to that.
Hey, break reality.
Did Dr. Nefarious really resurface after all these years just to try and take over the universe again?
Yeah! I kind of wish he was doing a worse job!
He must have more planned than...
That's what I'm afraid of. That's all of them.
Hello and welcome back once again to Umzanzi Esports League by Nodman Gaming. You're joining us live on Jinx TV. Certainly hope you're doing great and welcome back. Welcome back aboard. This is day number 2 of Season 2 of Umzanzi Esports League with 500,000 rands on the line. New teams across the board. We saw a few new teams yesterday where Group A went against Group B. Now today, as we move on to day 2, we're looking at Group C to go against Group D. And before we get into a conversation regarding that, let's get our analyst introduced. It is none other than Phoenix joining me on the analyst desk to talk more about these new teams.
Thanks a lot, Blotter, for this warm welcome. And every single day I just say the same thing. I'm very excited. This is Season 2.
Which is good.
You know what? We just saw the perfect aggression yesterday. And I really want to witness the same thing today. Because
Absolutely.
we have some OG teams of the Season 1, which is Natural Killers. I really want to see how they are going to perform today. But we have some new teams just like TUC, Arcane, and other team just like V7 Nation. How they all are gonna perform. But we... the thing is, today we are going to witness some very, very tough competition because all teams, every single team just want to be on the top position.
Absolutely, that is true. That is so very true because after all, there are new teams coming in from Inkosi Super Cup as well. And of course, this is their moment to shine. As soon as the match starts off, of course, you're looking at matches, 2 matches back to back on Erangel where right now, it is momentum rolling across. You start off with the momentum. You want to be starting off with a wonderful victory. If not wonderful victory, some really good points. But yes, with that, enough banter coming in from the analyst desk. Let's quickly throw it to our casters and get game number 1 started. Thus implying it is over to DK and Bachi.
DK Zoo! Yeah, let's go, boy!
There we go. Thank you so much to Blotter and Phoenix there. And well, actually, we're gonna get straight into our first match of the day. Of course, being that Erangel map, we're seeing the teams there from Group C and D stepping it up into this one. So, I mean, if yesterday was anything to go on, I am super, super amped of what we're going to be seeing here today. I mean, new teams, you know, in the mix. So, yeah, here we go.
Yeah. I'm super excited because yesterday we were sort of talking about these two worlds colliding. You know, the promotions from Nkosi, and then of course the players here in Umzanzi. But I mean, we really saw those two worlds not only collide but really merge in such a big way yesterday because we were seeing great performances coming out from everyone. You know, I don't think that there was really a supremely disappointing play. And I mean, of course, the teams that didn't get where they wanted to be will be disappointed. But I mean, ultimately, I think everyone across the board gave us a really good show and really stepped up to the plate, which makes me quite excited for this. Of course, we've got two new groups, obviously the being C and D, going to be going in for the zone, heading all the way up in towards the northwest. And of course, most of the teams sitting quite comfortable inside there already. So I think it's a similar setup to what we saw yesterday. But I mean, really have been impressed with the performance from all the teams across the board. And look at this, Mars already stepping things up and taking some aggression.
Yeah, right off the bat, we already got those teams taking those early engagements. So I'm quite keen to see what these teams are going to be doing. And of course, as we were talking about yesterday, we got the Anarchy Angels in this lobby. So this, of course, being our first all-female team to make it up towards Umzanzi. So definitely got to be keeping an eye on them. And they're already going head-to-head right here with the players from V7 Nation. Yeah, already starting to battle it out, and the hits already starting to fly across. So I'm quite keen to see what is going to be happening here, and of course how the team will hold themselves, going up against the pretty tough competition that we got in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, I said how impressed I was with the performances from teams yesterday, and I'm expecting the same or a similar level of performance from the teams here. And, it'll be interesting to see if this group performs differently to the previous one, but truly I think that all of these teams have some good capabilities here and they can give us quite a good show. And you can see already they are taking some good fights. They know they have to get stuff going right off the bat, making sure that they are getting into those tussles, which is absolutely brilliant. It's what I like to see in situations like this, where the zone is sitting comfy. Obviously, you have to make something happen yourself, and these teams are doing just that. They're making sure to get up right in one another's faces, challenging for positions, trying to get the shots in, doing a little bit of sieging. It is very nice to see. And of course, now on your screen here, you see the Angels moving up in towards V7. We'll see if they can make it, see if they can do something here. In the meantime, of course, Mars also taking a fight against Immortal. So we have fights across the board already. It's very spicy.
We actually have quite a few spots where the teams already started those engagements. The first one, or one of them, of course, being right here with the Angels going up against V7. Then we have another potential spot just over in South George, but the heads now flying straight in towards the Angels. Ooh, pretty tough start though. V7 really turning up the heat. So I'm quite curious to see whether or not they're going to keep that aggression and keep on pushing in, but the shots are coming in. Down goes Rogue. Right, so they are down to their last player. The Angels now have everything riding on Scar. If Scar can get that res in, that'd be fantastic for the team. There we go. The first res comes in for Tigress now. Muffin also right there, just waiting for that res. So let's see. Will V7 be able to get these hits in? We've seen some great plays coming in from Blitz. So now it's just a question of whether or not they're going to continue that. Oh, the hits. There we go. So far, so good.
Yeah, that was one of those shotguns that we've seen before do some pretty big work, and there's Scar going to put the rest in towards Blitz. So despite taking that initial loss, Angels still clapping back big time, although they are still looking a little bit worse for wear. Meds very low, health bars also very low, and Scar just managing to get some health as
we are here at the Wiener Stadthalle in the Austrian capital. Always a magnificent tournament.
Love it all. The ATP only on Supersport. Proudly brought to you by Prudential Investment Managers.
Guys, so there we have it. Freaking lobby. I think that will be the first game. The next game we will have Kotiria. They will be there ready to represent Kotiria Gaming, and I am excited. Are you guys excited as I am? I don't know, but I love to see. I can't wait to see this. This is the first time in the Umzanzi League, so Yeah, let's just tune back in, guys. Apologies for the adverts. It is cable TV, but enjoy the adverts like I am. I don't know. Maybe it's something that you do enjoy. Oh, wait, let's get back to it.
World of Champions, proudly brought to you by DSTV. Celebrate exceptional Premier League action by selecting your ultimate moments of football magic.
Oh, and in it goes. It was oozing class. It was oozing quality.
Vote for your favorite My Dear moment and stand in line to win a share of fantastic My Dear products every week. Get in on the action by heading to supersport.com to enter. Proudly sponsored by My Dear, official partner of Manchester City.
On that shot straight through that window of the car. Absolutely.
Here we go, and we're back.
And well, what a great way to start off our first match of the day. We see quite a bit of movement with a few teams. We got the players from Noble Odyssey, of course, over in Yasnaya. The team there from Blank Legion right there with them. Tears of Chaos, of course, also moving in towards that more northern side of the map. And of course, EFX, well, they're sitting right around there just waiting to welcome them in. So I'm very, very excited to see where these teams are going to be moving to, how they're going to be rotating, and of course, where this next zone is going to be taking us.
Yeah, Noble Odyssey actually one of those other teams that I was looking at that we were, I think, both just having an eye on going up into the promotions and now moving up into here. I think definitely one of those teams to see how they perform here. And it will be interesting. At the moment, of course, Zone slowly making its way in there. We'll be closing up momentarily, just a few more seconds to push all the way in. We've got a couple of teams still outside, but they should be able to make their way in. We've only dropped one so far. Matrix going to be throwing himself off of high places. And yeah, everyone else should be sitting pretty happily at the moment. Most of those initial fights have sort of fizzled out or been completed at this point. Now we're just waiting for that zone to shift and see where it creates those rotations and the pressure points.
We're also waiting for these last few teams to get their butts in the zone. You can see the players all the way down in that southern side or southeastern side, that being the team there from UNOT. Slowly but surely making their push in, but on the screen now we've got the team there from Blank Legion and Odyssey, you know, just exchanging a few shots between each other. And of course now, you know, the lone player that we've got here from Blank Legion, he's always lonesome. The remainder of the squad are still held up over in Yasnaya. Ooh, the hits though coming in. Odyssey not wasting a moment there, just pushing up super aggressively. And of course, now yet another engagement right here. EFX and the players from Tears of Chaos going head to head. Man, yep, a super exciting match.
Yeah. Definitely a great way to start things out. This is keeping in that same tone as it was yesterday. We have some nice early aggression. The team's content to just, you know, get that early aggression done, you know, fight for the space, fight for what they want. And it might be due to some of those clashes that the Des was talking about yesterday, the drop clashes. But man, it's really great to see in any case, see how the teams handle themselves and then really respond to those early fights that they have to take. At the moment now, you can see Tears of Chaos up here in this little compound, EFX sieging just around them, just surrounding the area and trying to put a couple of shots in. And that zone has, of course, moved in as well. It went a little bit central, so everyone should still be inside.
Look at Rain Gaming. They've moved in right behind EFX. So if they continue to push, I mean, EFX is really in a bit of trouble there because then they're getting sandwiched between two teams. And that is really a difficult position to be fighting from.
Yeah, we'll see if they move on from this one. It might be a little bit of a difficult one because if they come up behind EFX and EFX don't die very quickly, then they get themselves stuck in an extended fight against Tears of Chaos as well, which might not be the greatest situation for them to be in. But now we also have Odyssey moving in from the side as well, from a very similar direction. So EFX are going to have to deal with this.
Yeah, no, it puts them in very, very challenging position. And they've decided now to rush on straight in towards Tears of Chaos to get into the compounds, to get out of the line of fire from the teams rotating up behind them. So let's see, will they get a successful push? Because, I mean, if they don't get it, they might very well get third-partied by Odyssey. And then, of course, also we've got the Immortals just sitting over towards that southeastern side. So it could prove to be quite challenging for them to get in there.
Yeah, but with that being said, I love that decision. They were just like, you know what, let's do it. We're going to alleviate all that pressure from behind and just go straight into this building. And here they are, straight up rushing on in. And here come the shots just absolutely flying through that smoke. Everyone trying to make sure that they are staying alive here. Tears of Chaos, EFX, Bait even standing outside to just do a little bit of supporting fire. If he could spot anyone jumping out, Fury going to be leaving the building. And that's the spot they were waiting for. Very low on HP now as he rushes in. He goes down immediately. They were expecting this. They've got all the information. Sully does fall, but EFX coming up very quickly to try and support the rest of the team, and they are exactly where they need to be. Jinx, the last one left, and he's been spotted out as well. And there it is. Tears of Chaos have been knocked out.
I mean, what a beautiful push that was there by EFX. Just taking the compound, moving in so beautifully, and just sending that whole team from Tears of Chaos backing. That was
smooth.
Fantastically well done.
That was smooth.
I mean, yeah, beautiful job. And now, of course, we see a few more teams making their way into that zone, trying to find their spot. So I'm quite curious to see where they're going to choose to move into. Yeah, choose to decide. There we go.
Yes.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Indeed.
But either way, so we've got a lot of movement at the moment on the map here. And one thing that I've noticed is that Odyssey Vindog is sitting all the way up in that northwestern corner.
Yeah.
As you can see on the map. He hasn't budged just yet. So I don't know if he's there or if that's a strategic play. Let's say that's a strategic play. We'll see in the coming moments.
Yeah. We are about to find out. He hasn't actually moved, I don't think. So we'll see. He might just be AFK, which would be slightly unfortunate for the rest of the team. But nonetheless, the zone, of course, has moved in. It's gone there towards the sort of western area. Most of the teams will be quite happy with that rotation. It's either they're inside it or it's very close for them, so no real problem here. The rest of Odyssey, well, the remaining players at least that aren't just sitting on the one side, will be moving up and actually might just miss MFP here, who's stuck in this tiny little house and just holding himself up. And yeah, they will just be going right past him, of course, prioritizing that drop, and they're going to be getting a nice free upgrade, M249 in hand, which is going to be quite spicy, if I say so myself. We'll see how they utilize that one going forward. It might just do some serious damage as we head on in towards the final zones. If Odyssey, of course, make it that far, we'll see. Definitely still keeping my eye on them to see how they fare.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen the M249 coming in our promotion relegation stage. And that was absolutely potent. If put in the right hands, I mean, it's kind of game over right there. So I'm quite curious to see what they're going to be doing. And we're seeing Odyssey actually now moving up right behind the players there from Rain Gaming. We got EFX just sitting up to the north. So it's a pretty tight spot right there for them.
Ooh, Genesis. He takes one straight to the face. Bait going to be the one to put that in, so Squeak gonna have to come and help out. But the siege is not far off. EFX not happy to just let them get those reses in. They're gonna be absolutely merciless with their pushing straight over the hill and just claiming space after space and wiping out RG very quickly here. Oh, just look at these shots. Absolutely pinpoint accuracy from EFX. They just do not let their enemies have a single chance at coming back from this one.
Yeah, we've definitely seen quite a lot of aggression coming in from the EFX team. And, I mean, it's great to see that they're not backing down on that either today. You know, they're bringing it in full force, pushing it all the way. And it's super amazing to see. And I'm really hoping that they can keep that going all the way through. Because starting it off like this puts them on a very, really strong and kind of intimidating position in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, being so aggressive from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Almost,
I'm hoping they can continue that.
Almost a little bit reminiscent of that Hunter team that we're looking for. So I definitely want to keep the eye on. And yeah, the question has been answered. Vindog taken out by the blue zone does in fact mean that he was indeed AFK. So he's going to be taken out, unfortunately. But Odyssey seem to have been doing quite well, you know, in the meantime, in any case, despite having the player down. So they should be fine for the moment. But of course, now the blue zone going to be moving in again. And Nick's zone going to fall all the way to the southeast. So that's going to force a couple of rotates out. But for KT, going to be happy with it because they have been occupying this mountain, which we've actually seen a couple of times in zone before. This mountain is very often a big point of contention that we see. Very big. And the fact of the matter is they've got control of that now, which actually puts a very heavy pressure on the surrounding areas. It's going to be interesting to see how the teams respond to that one. Are they going to challenge 4KT up there for that spot because it's a very, very good spot, or are they just going to try and take shelter somewhere else? We will see. We got 39 players and 12 teams remaining here, and they're all going to have to start moving relatively soon.
Yeah, and we've seen an interesting development, of course, right here near this drop. We got the players from Team Apex sitting right here. We got the Angels as well as the team from Spaza 6. So 3 teams very close together. And of course, they need to get moving pretty soon as that blue zone is going to start moving in. But we're seeing the team from Odyssey, they're now pushing up the hill straight over towards 4KT. So they're definitely turning up the aggression there. So once again, you know, moving in, and I'm quite curious to see how that is going to go for them. You know, we've seen some pretty good plays coming in, and man, so far so good.
Yeah, we've seen some really good, consistent action across the board. None of these teams have been idle. They haven't been sitting twiddling their thumbs whatsoever. They've been moving, making sure they're getting where they need to be, putting in the hits, finding the kills. EFX been doing a huge job as well. And of course, on your screen here, you can see the Angels who managed to survive that slaughterfest right in the beginning and now sitting relatively strong across here from SG, trying to put some hits in. 4KT now taking the challenge against U0, who are slowly moving around the side of the mountain. That's actually what I was talking about. They have so much pressure on the surrounding area because of that mountain. Odyssey did come up to challenge as well, but they have not had a successful push just yet. So 4KT still king of the hill for the time being. We'll see if that will change anytime soon as the teams do make their way in towards that zone and settle down for a moment. Blue have been doing a hell of a lot of damage to a lot of players recently. And, well, 4KT still asserting their pressure over the map on this hill.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to see whether or not they're going to continue that, because at the moment they have a pretty good vantage point. As you mentioned, you know, sitting atop that mountain, really good angle, and they can actually do quite a bit of damage. But we're seeing the Angels now moving in behind them. So they might be able to sneak in right behind 4KT, because all the attention, you know, to a certain extent being drawn, you know, to all the other teams that are up ahead of them.
Yeah,
so
they have
this might
Spaza.
be a pretty amazing one.
There's Spaza and Odyssey, and now the Angels coming up from behind as well. This could be the pincer attack that they didn't intend to happen, but it could definitely work to knock out 4KT here. And the challenge for the King of the Mountain we'll see who gets that drop on 4KT. Right now, they are absolutely surrounded. The Angels seem to be content to just take the corner of the hill that they get given just within that zone for the time being. But of course, zone, it is never going to stay in the same place for too long. It's going to shift up momentarily, and then of course we'll be seeing those rotates coming in once again. So the teams have to keep light on their feet here.
Yeah. And we're seeing Self now, as you can see, just on top of the mountain there. He's left to keep a watchful eye on the Angels that are moving in from behind. So that's a pretty tough responsibility to have. I mean, your team's survival relies on one player going up against 3. So if he's able to, you know, kind of split them up and get that 1v1 in, then it should be fairly easy. But I mean, 1v3, ooh, super tough defense.
Yeah, and they need to make their way across all the way to that zone, which is in the north. They're going to have to push up as fast as possible because they have 8 seconds left until that blue zone starts moving on up. So this might be a bit of an issue at the moment, though. EFX putting those shots in. You can see them doing the work they need to do to try and just keep their spot inside that zone, because that is, of course, where they are now. The Angels moving across. 4KT very much split in half. Self on the one side and the last couple on the other, so they're driving a wedge right in between these players. That isolation they need if Tigers can find the hits, but it's actually going to be Self who finds the initial knock. Scar trying to come in, the rest of the Angels trying to support there, and it should be enough. The down does come through, and this might be the end of 4KT here.
Yeah, everything now up to Storm. Storm is the last remaining player. But of course now, just up ahead of the Angels, we have the zone, and that zone is packed with 10 other teams. I mean, that's 24 players lying in wait. So that is going to be a super challenging zone to get on into. I mean, we see the players there from Spaza 6. We see the team, of course, there for Carteria, just waiting up ahead of them. We got Nibble Odyssey. We got 4KT. And that's all just on the western side, as you can see on the map there. So super challenging position already just to move on up in towards that zone. And now we have the team, of course, from Team Apex getting sent on off into the lobby. So with that, 9 teams and 25 players.
Yeah, Kateria is in it, boys. At the bottom there, team number 17, Kateria. Let's go! Let's go!
Quite a tight spot to be in. Odyssey feeling the heat here. Baker going to get taken out, Juice to drop as well. So that's going to be the end of that. 8 teams, remaining 23 players. Everyone trying to slot inside the zone. And the Angels are actually coming up here on, I believe it's Sparza, and of course the remnants of Storm there. Here come the shots from EFX, though. They have just been absolutely relentless. What are these people up to right here? What
Sun is on fire!
Just hit after hit after hit. These guys are just absolutely cold-blooded here. Just picking up kill after kill. Things are just going nuts all across the board. The fighting is just non-stop from start to finish here. And it looks like we're going to get treated to a whole lot more.
Here we go, Aris! Well done, Aris! Aris taking out Tiger!
Taking quite a bit of hits. They did manage to take out Sparza, I believe, but now Kateria here to challenge as well.
Come on, Kateria, let's go, boys!
Challenge after challenge.
Yeah, this is definitely a super challenging match as well. The Angels holding up pretty well so far, just pushing in once again, getting that first finish on the Sparza 6 team. Now, of course, they've moved.
Aris, come on, Aris, let's get to Superior. Superior throw a couple of nades there.
But Superior is still standing in their way. So let's see now. Will EFX be able to continue their trend? They've also just been ripping it up through this match. As you can see, already sitting on 10 kills.
Yes, Superior getting the heal there. Come on. Team number 5 on top of them as well.
It's been pressure from start to finish. Nothing has been let up so far. Now the Dragons moving up. Kateria on the one side, the Angels trying to recuperate right in the middle of that, and of course EFX has not stopped with this trigger. It's just been depressed the entire time. Bullets flying through from them. Finally they decide to stop pulling that trigger so they can hop in the car, move in towards the zone, and then continue to pull the trigger on the rest of the surrounding teams.
I mean,
oh shit, that is taking that Scar again in the kill feed there, Lekker.
Into a pretty good spot in that zone, of course, on the lower side. And now all the teams that are coming in, they can just sit there quite comfortably, look up at them and just pick away at everyone.
Aris taking out Scar.
Reverb doing exactly that. They just
Aris getting taken out by
beautiful play there by EFX. And
oh shit, I think Aris has been thirsty.
They've got 3 other teams trying to move through the zone.
God, Superior in the middle, oh my god. Superior, what the fuck?
Of course, just up ahead as you can see. Then of course,
oh
the
shit, I hope he has enough smokes.
Off to the edge there on the western side of the zone.
God, Superior there in the dead center as you can see, holy shit.
They're still sitting on a full squad. So just waiting to see what they're going to be able to do then. EFX also on a full squad. So 2 full squads. 1 squad of 1 and then 1 squad of 3.
Whew. Yeah, this is interesting. Of course, the 4 teams left are going to be continuing to fight it out here. EFX have been looking very, very strong though, so they have come up with some surprising vigor in this match, and I'm very keen to see them moving forward through the season. And of course, in the next match even is going to be quite interesting if this is the way to start things out today. And Mercury going to be putting the hits in, Seller going to hit the ground as EFX continue their assault. Bit by bit encroaching. They have a really good setup here inside.
Oh shit, I hope Superior has more smokes. No smokes happening there by Superior.
Just knocking super
surrounded here though.
These nades now will start to fly as things get closer and closer, and this blue zone does start to push in, and of course shift up once again, which will happen momentarily.
Throw the nade, boy! Throw the nade!
Just about now, and there it is. Shift goes right into the middle once again. It's going to force these teams right up close and personal. They're going to have to fight once more.
And this is definitely going to be quite a challenging one. You know, there's only terrain to play with. There's no real hard cover to get in behind, aside from the few rocks, you know, scattered throughout the area here. We see EFX holding up behind a rock. We got the Dragons holding up behind a rock. In fact, most of the players are hiding behind, you know, what few rocks they can find. And of course, we got Superior just lying in between the vehicle and a tree. So,
yeah, and he has
talk about
zero smokes
to be in. And I'm quite curious to see what EFX going to be doing. You know, they're moving up in towards the zone, putting the shots in towards the Dragons now. And I still think they are at a pretty good advantage, you know, with regards to position. So let's see whether or not they can build on that and, you know, just use it to their advantage. Or will they lose their grip? Ooh, down goes Superior.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Shots obviously coming through But everyone's just trying to recuperate just a little bit.
No!
Going to the next one, trying to make their way into zone.
Damn it,
Slowly
man.
crawling in, but sooner or later,
Can you pull off my
they're
wig
going to have
there?
to take these fights. It's going to happen eventually.
Well done
Schmitt's in a
to
sneaky
Continue
position.
Gaming there.
He's just going to stand up and
Especially
try and rain
superior.
bullets down, but already...
So we'll definitely wait and
players
see
have been
how many kills they
fouled
got
by
in
others.
at the end of the game.
Very difficult. Line moving in from the one side. Reverb juicing himself back up there. Mercury goes down to Blade as the shots come in. He's going to be thirsted immediately as well. The Grens flying up towards EFX. They are slightly cornered on the one side. You can see Bait and Surly just trying to spread a little bit out so they don't get taken out by a well-placed nade, which might just come in here from the Dragons or even Mars, who are really putting on the pressure at the moment. You can see those Grens getting prepped, but do they fall prey is the question. The answer is yes. Surly goes down now. EFX looking a little bit worse for wear.
I mean, the Dragons are holding up really good in those final few zones. Still sitting with the numbers. Managing to put a bit of a dent into the EFX team there. Oh, but Mars now moving up. Iron Man moves in, gets hit in the process. Actually gets a double knock. Schnitz now moving up over towards Bait. Down he goes. Now we got Blade left for the Dragons. And of course, Mars sitting on a full squad. Bait being the last player for EFX. So it's a 1v1 v3 going into this last bit. There we go. Bait quickly sneaking up, popping off that quick shot. Ooh, down they go. So now two teams remaining. It is Dragons versus Mars. Blade being the hopeful for the Dragons here. Let's see if he's going to be able to make it. I mean, Mars still sitting on 3 players. This is going to be so tough. Only has this little bit of smoke. And of course, one or two trees separating him from the team. So let's see now. He's moving his way in. Ooh, Mars on the way. Will he be able to clutch this one out? Seems like they're going up with a bit of a split. Now moving in. You can see Blade just creeping up right towards the drop box. Just trying to get a little bit of ammo or a little bit of supplies as much as he can. And of course, this is not the most ideal position to be in. 1v3. Battling it out for the chicken. So we got Faker. We got Iron Man. And then, of course, as you can see, we got Mr. Lion or Lixon or whichever way you want to call him. But there we go. So they're getting ready to move in. Now everything is riding. Ooh, I think they found him right by the vehicle. Hits coming in from Blade. Shots and down they go. Beautiful play by Mars. Just turning up the heat. 14 kills and the chicken dinner. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight the kills in like the top 5 teams looking absolutely nuts. I mean, look at those numbers. EFX just absolutely putting them in. Mars absolutely putting them in. Those are some big numbers to start off your season.
Lekker man, lekker. Well done to Carteria Gaming coming in 4th place there with 5 kills. There is game number 2 coming up next, guys. Please don't tune out. Make sure that you do support us. Let us know in the comments, what do you guys think? Was that a freaking display and a half by Carteria Gaming? Making a freaking awesome entrance there into the Umzanzi League with 5 kills at 4th place. I mean, and they are playing against freaking Africa's best, guys. So there you have it. Game number 1 done and dusted. We're going to go to game number 2 soon. Let's tune in. Let's see what's happening.
Absolutely. They brought it hugely. Such good fighting from beginning to end. Of course, we want to get into the next match super quick. So without further ado, let's hop on over to a break and we will be back with match 2 momentarily.
favorite. Oh, my favorite.
今日は皆さんに僕らが作っている新しいグランツーリスモの情報をシェアできるということですごく興奮しています。今回のグランツーリスモはおそらくこれまでのねグランツーリスモのファンの方がプレイしたら本当に嬉しいんじゃないかなっていう、キャンペーンモードを中心にしたグランツーリスモになっていると思います。ぜひ楽しみにしていてください。
Champion fans, it's time to rally behind your team. As the action heats up with the return of the world's oldest tournament. And your heroes need you now more than ever. They may not see you, and they will not hear you, but they will feel the fire in your heart. The game needs us all to summon the champion within, because that is where rugby lives. The Carling Curry Cup returns live on the all-new Supersport Rugby channel, only on DSTV, your home of sport. The Champion Within, proudly brought to you by SA Rugby and Carling Black Label.
With the winners tonight, the team that goes through. Burnett returns the ball for Mounier to finish the job. And tucked in by Tammy Abraham. Deflection and in. Great chance for Dioma. That one threatened all right. There he is again. That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class. That's a lovely run in, a beautiful goal. Rashford, will it be two in a minute? Oh, yes, it will. Mbappe, and arriving in some style. What a fantastic goal. Absolutely brilliant.
The UEFA Champions League. Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch every game on SuperSport. We've got the world's best football.
Take pole position as SuperSport delivers every second of 2020 Superbike exhilaration.
Welcome back, guys. We are getting straight in to our second match of the day. Of course, heading right back into that Erangel map. And, well, if that first match was anything to go on, the second one is going to be absolutely on fire. The teams just bringing the heat right out the gate. And, well, man, I am so excited to see what's going to be happening in this next one. Yeah, super amped.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season, I must say. That first match today was very spicy. You know, we were talking about a lot of aggression coming into this one, and that's what we're seeing. And, you know, we were talking about how we like to see that difference between just sort of blind aggression and really like considered or like well thought out aggression. And that's exactly what we got pretty much from start to finish. You know, we were seeing whether or not it was resolution of clashing drops or cases, we saw fights right in the beginning, some things being decided and very interesting things happening there. And that caused a lot of other things to happen across the map and continuous fights right to the beginning, to the middle, and right to the end as well. It was just absolutely brilliant to see. Really good performances from a lot of the teams. And if they keep this kind of stuff up, I mean, we're going to have a very interesting season, and it's going to be a really good performances from a lot of these teams.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. And I think, you know, the people watching at home, let us know on Twitter and also, of course, on Instagram, which teams do you think, or which teams are you supporting? You know, do the hashtag Umzanzi on the social medias. Let us know which teams you are rooting for and which ones are you hoping to see get that chicken in this final match for the day. And of course, you know, as you've seen in that first one, it has been super spicy. So I definitely think we're going to be in for another round of that. And of course, the AMA is also running on Instagram, so be sure to head on over towards the Nodwin Gaming Africa Instagram and, you know, get on in with the AMA, ask us anything. And, well, yeah, let's see how it goes, because we're about to get into the second match. And, well, one thing that I'm definitely particularly wanting to see is where this flight path's going to be taking us, and then, of course, where that first zone's going to be. Because we haven't seen a crazy zone for today just yet. And I'm really hoping that we get something along those lines coming in, you know, because as we've discussed before, this really challenges the players and, you know, they kind of have to show their potential and show us what they can bring to the table when we get these weird shifts in that zone.
Yeah, I think so far the zones have actually been pretty good. In the first day, we had a nice set. We had, I think, a very comfortable one, and then one that wasn't so much. And I think if we see that again today, we saw one that was somewhat comfortable in the previous game. And if we see, you know, a less comfortable zone this one, it'll be great, because then we've got both sort of sides of the coin. We have a good test for all of the teams. They get to have a feel for how they play under those different scenarios. And yeah, I mean, everything that's been going on so far gives me some seriously good vibes and good hope for the season. It's going to be really cool. So yeah, fingers crossed for a crazy zone. We did see a nice southern one yesterday, which was very nice. That was like straight off the bat. You know, we were talking about it, like we were shouting about it the whole season. We barely got any, and now suddenly, right in the beginning of season 2, we just get a nice southern zone slap bang right there towards the bridge. It was really good. So maybe we'll see another one.
Really hoping for that. I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic. And, you know, the team's really stepping it up, showing us what they've got in that first match. And I'm hoping to see even more of that moving into this next one. And, well, I think, as I've mentioned, the thing that really shows us what these teams can do and how they can play is when we get those weird shifts coming in. You know, if you've got those passive zones that just gradually keep on moving in bit by bit by bit, it doesn't really force the players to really think out of the box, you know, because they can, in a sense, kind of start to stagnate and not really, you know, it's not really challenging them all that much. So what I'm hoping for is that we see something that will really challenge the players. And of course, one thing to look at already is that flight path. I mean, it's taking us all the way from that Sosnovka military island and heading straight over to just the southern side of Kameshki. So, well, hoping to see what's going to happen there. And, you know, maybe that might be quite interesting. It is a little bit limiting as to where the players can get to. But I'm really hoping that, you know, we see the teams really, really pushing it. And, you know, I'm definitely thinking we're going to be seeing a few players rotating up towards that western side.
Yeah. Like I say, every time, you know, even when you have flight paths like this that don't give you everything that you might want, you could still take a little bit of a hike and get there. And you can know full well that there's most likely going to be no one around you if you haven't spotted them out already. So yeah, I mean, if they wanted to go into Gutka or George, they could make it happen if they wanted to. But from what I saw in that first game, they seem to be quite happy to contest over the land that they already have and move into the zone. So maybe we won't even see that, because I mean, in the previous season, we saw a little bit of those rotations where the teams didn't really care much. They were like, all right, it's fine, the zone's this side, we have time, let's just go all the way into this corner, get it comfortable, get our loot, and then move back. This time around, we're seeing a little bit more fluid movement. Instead of fighting against the situation, more like working within it, moving around inside of it, what you've got. But it looks like the zone is going to be quite central, actually, just going to be slap bang right there. Most of the team's going to be landing inside of it for the time being, and even encompasses a little bit of the military island. So the two teams that did decide to drop down there and get those patchy points will also be able to just step comfortably over the line in towards that zone on either side, on either bridge, which is actually quite a big one. Because that means a little bit more freedom of rotation as well. We've got a lot of teams off towards the east as well. Quite a nice cluster, could potentially break out into some fights soon. And then, of course, we've got the Immortals heading all the way up into Kameshki. They've decided to head up there. I don't think anyone else is around them. And yeah, there it is.
So one thing that's quite interesting to note is that we see the Dragons taking a very interesting approach to this match. Actually splitting up quite a bit, and already now we've got the Angels going head to head off the bat right there with the team from Rain Gaming, already starting those early game engagements. And well, Tears of Chaos also just sitting up to the north, as you can see on the map. And then, of course, the players from Team Apex just sitting up in Lipovka. So, yeah, well, great to see those early engagements already there. And what I'm looking for in this next one is to see, how the teams are going to handle this zone. Because, again, also, we don't regularly get a zone just like this. We normally have a zone that goes either of, the main directions, either north, east, or west. Sometimes get south, like we did yesterday, but it hardly ever happens that we get like a pretty centralized zone like we've got in this one.
Yeah, it could be very, very interesting if it continues to go central. I mean, we might just see like a slap bang in the middle of the map finish, which I don't think we see all too often, like you mentioned. We'll see, though. We'll see how it pans out. For the moment, of course, you saw the aggression coming out there on the eastern side of the map. Once again, Angels touting some shotguns and getting some kills. And, well, once again, a nice way to start things off. This time, I hope they're a little bit more comfortable down there, because they are not just squished between a whole bunch of teams. So should be a little bit more comfortable there. A couple of teams surrounding them. But otherwise, mostly some good freedom of movement there. We've got Yasnaya looking somewhat occupied. About 3 teams in that particular spot. And the rest just nicely spread out across the map. And now we're going to be watching and seeing if that aggression comes out once again, or if the teams are going to want to play it a little bit more slow than the last game, just for the sake of trying to survive a little bit longer. I hope that's not the case, because I'm really liking that sort of pacing and aggression that we've been seeing in the previous games. But it is definitely an option that they could decide to do. A lot of these teams could just decide, let's put our foot down on the brakes, let's slow down a little bit, take a step back, and play a little bit more cautious.
Well, we are seeing a little bit of a cautious play coming in from the Immortals, because we've got them all the way up in that northeasterly zone. And we also didn't see, crazy amounts of fighting coming in the previous match. So I get a feel that they're taking a little bit of a more passive approach, for this first day for them. But hopefully it's something that's going to change on their side, and that they'll actually start stepping it up and, turning up the aggression. We don't want them at foolish aggression level, but we just want them to play a little bit more aggressively, because we've seen now, speaking out of past experience, the teams that tend to be a little bit more aggressive, they tend to place further up on that leaderboard, and that is the ideal for any of the teams participating.
Yeah, I think that might just also have a lot to do with, if you're playing very slow right off the bat, then not only are you not getting those kill points, but you're also playing solely for the placements. And the thing about the aggressive teams is them getting aggressive early has rewarded them with some kills, probably. And then when they get into that sort of mid to late game scenario, that's when they pull it back a little bit and rein it in a whole lot more. And then they're also playing a little bit more of a slow game. So they end up doing the same thing. And the fact of the matter is that they were able to get the aggression in earlier, which means they were able to pick up the kills. So even if they were to go out earlier than the team who's been, let's say, not gotten aggressive the whole game and they've just been playing slow, if the team who was aggressive first goes out even slightly earlier, but they still go out towards the end, they'll most likely make it up higher on the leaderboard overall, simply because of all those kill points that they get.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so let's see. Hopefully, some of the teams kind of start realizing, that, maybe aggression is sometimes not such a bad thing, and that they actually, step it up. But we're seeing the team there, of course, now from Rain Gaming really just digging into it and putting their heads into the Blank Legion. Of course, Blank Legion losing one of their players. They're trying to escape the team there from Rain Gaming. And actually, they might be rotating up into two other teams that we've got right there with them. That, of course, being Team Apex and, of course, the Angels. So it's quite interesting to watch how these teams are moving and where they choose to rotate to. Because a lot of the times they think that they are dodging one team, and actually they move themselves into a far worse position where there's, sometimes 2 or even 3 teams lying in wait.
Yeah, and I mean, right now we're watching Spaza 6 moving up towards 4KT, so they could start a little bit of a fight down there in Pachinki. And then, of course, we do have a couple of teams just here and there darting around inside of that zone. Not really too close. Zone's still pretty quiet. It's still quite large, so there's lots of space inside. Their teams should be pretty comfortable. But with the next couple of rotations of that zone, things are going to get heated up a little bit more, and those fights will definitely have to break out regardless as those rotates come in. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm also waiting to see where the team from UNOT is going to start rotating up to, because as you can see on the map, they are still all the way down over in Novo. All right, there at the Novo Crates, we see Oxide having moved up just to the edge of zone, but the remainder of the team still going through the containers. They haven't rotated up just yet. And looking at the rest of the map, all the other teams have made those rotations. We got the team from EFX moving down from that northern side. We just saw the team there from Odyssey on the prowl once again. Also have the Immortals just up ahead of them. We've got the Apex team just up ahead of the Immortals. And then, of course, Blank Legion, also just waiting there. So there's so many potential spots where these teams could actually start bumping heads. And I'm just hoping to see one of those spots or engagements, that they get triggered pretty soon, because this, if this trend kind of continues of what we're seeing right now, it's going to be a super tough few zones if, we don't see fights breaking out pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's have a look and see where this zone is going to be moving up onto. Of course, it is closing up in just a second or two, and then we will see where those rotations have to come through. Of course, you can see UNOT moving up the bridge, and of course, that is the call to make, because the zone has moved up in towards the northwest, encompassing the large majority of the teams, and of course, the rest of the ones that are outside will have to be moving in that zone momentarily. And actually, the eastern side looks like it's getting a little bit populated there. We could be seeing a whole lot of fights breaking out there quite soon.
Yeah, definitely. Odyssey, as you can see, of course, now rushing straight in to that drop. Blank Legion still hanging around. They haven't really moved off just yet. And now Team Apex coming in from that eastern side as well, as you can just see on the screen there. Now, we might see a few engagements coming from this, because the team there from Rain Gaming, they've also not really moved out just yet. So, yeah, the tension is building. The teams are getting closer and closer and closer, and the potential for those engagements also going up considerably. So, well, let's see, can Juice time this shot perfectly? Well, we'll have to find out soon enough. And of course, you not just there passing by the Angels, and the shots now still flying up over towards the Blank Legion.
Yeah.
So close. Ooh.
Looking very, very nice and spicy. There's actually the rotations coming out from the east is where most of this is coming from. But the teams are all actually on the move, which means that nobody's actually sitting and capitalizing on the movement just yet. They're all sort of running past each other and moving around and trying to get into the zone. So no one's out just yet.
Oh, look at Pachinki though. We got the players there from Spaza 6. We got the team from Kateria. We got 4KT. We've got V7. Everyone just there. And we've got, it seems like more teams are moving down in towards that same region. We got some shots now, as you can see here. The players there, of course, from Spaza 6 taking a little bit of damage in the process. So now I'm waiting to see, you know, whether or not the team there from Kateria is going to start pushing in even more so. You're seeing a few shots there from Spaza 6 now flying straight up towards them. Also, the Dragons fairly close to Mars. So, yet again, a few spots for teams to get those engagements going. And, well, I think this is going to be quite an exciting zone.
Yeah, it certainly is promising to be that. We'll see if it fulfills its promise. And, of course, now for the moment, you can see 4KT trying to take shots in towards Spaza 6. Thugger going to take a shot to the face, and he's going to have to drop off the roof, and the rest of the team will have to come and help. Storm trying to put the hits in towards Sidon as he just charges past in his motorbike, but he is running into a very difficult situation. There's Spaza 6 just ahead, 4KT right behind. He is not going to be feeling too good about this one. He might just be down and out very, very quickly. But this is really good to see. Teams now starting to move in towards the sort of middle part of the zone. And as that blue zone comes in and the new zone will be selected momentarily, well, they will be in a pretty decent spot when the new zone is chosen.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that. And, well, it is definitely heating up quite a bit. So I'm waiting to see where the zone is going to go to, because that, of course, will decide which teams are in good positions and which ones need to get their butts in. And, you know, we might potentially see that zone going over towards the bridge. Not the bridge, the mountain, sorry. Once again, very similar finish to what we had in the previous round.
Yeah, that is very true. If that does happen, it's going to be interesting, because that mountain became a little bit of a point of contention for quite a number of the teams, but it will not be. It's going to be all the way down in the south, putting Spaza 6 right in the center of it in a pretty decent position. A couple of teams have to make their way on down. EFX needs to move in. Tears of Chaos need to move in as well. Apex need to move in. And, of course, the Angels just need to cross that line as well, just below the U-Not team there as well. We still have 52 players and 15 teams left alive at this point. That is very interesting. We're going to be seeing a whole explosion of teams start to get just tossed right on back into that lobby. The fights will definitely start to break out soon, because now we're heading into, you know, zone 3 or 4, and yeah, things are going to get tight.
Yeah, and we might even see Pachinki finish, so that will definitely be super, super interesting to see. As you can see on the screen as well, the players there from Spaza 6 just keeping a watchful eye, and of course the Dragons now moving in. A few shots flying up right there from True, and a lot of teams actually now starting to converge right on this point. So many teams in the surrounding area, there's not much space left for teams to run into. So it is definitely going to get super, super packed and crammed with all the players just rotating in. 52 players, and it seems like everyone is just about heading into that central part of the zone. So talk about a challenge. This is definitely going to be quite the challenge for the teams.
Yeah, it absolutely will be. And actually what I'm seeing on the map right now is that the teams are streaming in towards the zone, but it doesn't look very clean cut. It actually looks a little bit messy, and I'm expecting that sort of thing is what's going to be you know, changed and improved a lot going in towards the season as we move forward. Teams will start to get a little bit of a feel for how things go, you know, amongst one another. So that's probably going to get cleaned up as we move forward. But for the moment, that does mean that we're going to be seeing some very interesting movements in towards the zone, which could lead to some interesting fights. Of course, right now on your screen, you can see EFX in the distance and Apex trying to take some shots. EFX being a very high-performing team in that previous round, getting so many kills. They're going to try and replicate some of that success, trying to get some more kills going for themselves. We'll see if they can make it happen this time around, or if somebody else will step up to claim that title. And, of course, now the Immortals and Blank Legion exchanging a couple of shots as well.
It's actually not a bad position to be in for either of those teams, the Immortals and, of course, Blank Legion, because they can really do quite a bit of harm from there. And, of course, now we see the Angels just picking away at the players there from U-Not. So, yeah, I'm hoping that the teams will actually start capitalizing on the positions that they are holding at the current moment, because we've got that blue zone moving in, and, of course, depending on where it's going to go, we might hopefully see some interesting rotations coming from these teams, as quite a few of them have actually, you know, just backed themselves into that central part of the zone. You see a few teams moving around the perimeter, and there we go, that zone shift moving up towards the northern side. So not a lot of teams having to rotate up now, but this is where we're going to be seeing those hits and knocks actually coming in, and so many teams are going to be sent into the lobby.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing a whole lot of teams being sent back into that lobby, but that's exactly what it's about. That's what we want to see. We're about to see who are going to be those who will find themselves in the lobby this time around, and who will find themselves with a nice chicken dinner to end this off. We will see. For the moment, of course, we've got the Angels moving up. Spaza 6 just there to greet them, as well as RG. Everyone's sitting inside that zone trying to make the rotates happen at this point. Lots of damage going down as the Angels are trying to find their spot into that zone. Could be trying to find somewhere that's free, but they're going to meet a lot of resistance. Coco going to be putting in quite a few hits, and now the Angels, well, they haven't found a good place to settle in right now. You can also see now things are getting heated up. There's very little space remaining. 50 players still here settling into the zone, which is growing increasingly smaller. Oh, the Dragons taking a lot of damage as well. The fights are starting to break out. This is where we're going to see them heading straight on back into that lobby as everyone's trying to make the rotate in, and the real estate gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see actually the team there from Odyssey coming in with a few third-party shots, and the Angels moved in. We've got Mars right up ahead of them, and there we go. The Angels getting sent into the lobby, caught in a very tough spot between Mars and Odyssey. And of course, you know, Odyssey getting that whole process started, coming in with those third-party shots and actually putting them in a pretty tough position. But of course, now it is not done and over just yet. We've got the Dark Dragons putting in a few hits. We've got the Immortals still just trying to hold on into this Pachinki area. And of course, the players there from Tears of Chaos, they've also now moved in. They're still just sitting on the outskirts of the zone, but the hits are coming in. Spaza 6 putting those hits in, defending the spot. They're making sure no one else comes into their warehouse. And so far, they've been doing a pretty good job at that.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And, well, now we're seeing those numbers drop bit by bit, and everyone's just managing to make it in towards that zone. But the question is, how long are they going to be able to slot together like a puzzle? We'll see. For the moment, V7 taking a lot of damage from Mars, and you can see returning a little bit of that fire as they're taking that fight. But, well, that's not going to be the only fight that's happening, because that blue zone is moving in very quickly, and the zone will shift up once again, get a whole lot smaller, and the fights will be forced to continue. So, yeah, this is a very interesting position.
I also saw the players there from Odyssey coming in with third-party shots once again. So they're not taking any engagements, but they are not letting any of those opportunities, you know, pass by, because the quickest moment they get, or the quickest angle they can find on a player or a team in you know, nearby, they take those shots, and you know, it just makes it so much more harder for those teams to actually continue on. And of course, we're seeing the team there from UNOT getting sent off by the Dragons, and Mars now still taking a few fights in the surrounding area. You've got the team there from Carteria, and then of course also the team there from Rain Gaming off in the distance. And well, there we have it, the zone shifting up once again. So actually, almost all the teams have to move up, aside from the team there from Rain Gaming. So this is going to be super interesting, and I'm waiting to see, you know, which spots these teams are going to choose to move into.
This is going to be more than super interesting. This is going to be absolutely nuts, because we have 39 players who have to move themselves into a 400-meter zone right now. That's quite the tall order. Everyone wants to go for the chicken, but only one team can take it, and they know this. They're going to try and put the shots in. Squeak with a quick peek. Going to be a knocking over Superior. But is that going to be enough for the moment as the teams start to make their way into that very, very expensive real estate? We'll see if they can capitalize on it, see if they can get themselves into the rotations are coming through, and so are those shots. The Immortals putting some into Tears of Chaos as they move on up. You can see on your screen here the Dragons moving past Rain Gaming as
it's the Aragon Grand Prix, 18 October, live on your World of Champions, Supersport, only on DSTV.
On Monday.
I told the guys, let's be positive. The Baggies continue their quest for that elusive first win when they visit the Seagulls.
What a strike from Alexis McAllister.
Then, can the Clarets defence keep out the league's top scorers?
Big ball from Kane for Son, who scores. Spurs are ripping it up.
Brighton play West Brom, and Burnley face Spurs. The 2021 Premier League season on a dedicated SuperSport Premier League channel. We have the world's best football. Stay connected to DSTV. This broadcast is...
There we go, guys. So we are nearing the end of game number 2. Unfortunately, the channel just went into a freaking advert while the game was at the literally at the end. So all the action is, and Continue Gaming still alive there and managing to beat some ass. That's when they decided to cut to the advert. The advert is still currently still playing, guys. So I thought I'll just keep you updated. And here we go. We are back at the game. Let's see it. Let's check it out.
More favored weapons in this game. Really good to see that being touted here. Squeak putting those shots in, but those teams will have to be reduced once more as that zone is down in slightly towards the southeast. The teams will have to crawl their way on up. Mars very far away from that zone, as well as the Dragons. They're going to have to pick their moments very carefully. You can see the Dragons here caught between a rock and a hard place. They're going to have to get those rotates in quite quickly. Blade trying to move up, but he's going to feel the heat of lead heading in his direction. Schnitt's going to be the second one to try the same, and he's going to get a little bit of airtime as he jumps across the road. But he'll also going to have to just hop out of that car because the fire is coming from all directions. You can see Rain Gaming putting them in, and there's a couple of teams surrounding them as well. Odyssey just off to the top of the map, going to put in quite a bit of pressure.
I do know Carteria Gaming is team number 17, and I don't see team number 17 anymore. So I think we missed the fight that got them kicked out, but we'll have a look. Maybe they are still alive. There's still some hope. Let's have a look.
Right there, and once again, the action is all over the place. The players there from EFX just picking away at the teams as they're trying to avoid the bullets flying straight towards them. That, of course, being the team there from Team Apex. Now we've got Spaza 6 just holding up right here on the southern side. Team Apex going down to what seems to be their last player, that of course being Hexor, and several hits now still flying in from the Mars team. So they're taking quite the aggressive approach when coming into zone. I mean, it seems like their approach or their method of moving into a zone is with open barrels, and they shoot at anything and everything that moves. And so far it's been working pretty well for them. And of course now with that, we've got the team there from Spaza 6 getting taken down and sent into the lobby. We are left with 6 teams and 16 players, and now we are seeing the teams all just surrounding that perimeter. No one pushing into the central part just yet.
Yeah, I mean, pushing into the center right now is a bit of a death trap because everyone is just surrounding the perimeter. Everyone's taking fights. And like you said, we've got teams that are sitting here shooting everything that moves. You cannot show your face. It is so difficult to move up in this one. Everyone just trying to keep their backs to the wall because at least then they don't have to watch their backs. But right now, they have to watch their fronts because the grenades are coming in. The shots are coming in as well. 4 teams remaining. Everyone fighting it out. It is Mars, it is Dragons, it's EFX, and then Baker, the last lone survivor for Odyssey, trying to just keep himself alive. Now the shots coming in. Mercury gonna hit the deck. Mars right here on your screen, trying to put them across and towards EFX, looking for Andrew, gonna be putting in his shots, but the return fire comes through. Sorry, hits the deck as well. Things are just getting tighter and tighter at the moment. The zone moves up as well. That's a huge one all the way off to the east. No one's inside of it. They're all going to have to move up. Schnitt's putting the hits in as well. Absolutely relentless is only what's going to make you get to the top at this point. You cannot any mercy because right now everyone needs to get up into that zone. Otherwise, the blue zone will be the one to claim their lives.
Yeah, no, 100%. And of course, EFX moving into this one once again with amazing numbers. 4 players left in the team. The Dragons sitting on 3. The hits now starting to fly all over the place. The Dragons are actually taking the engagement with the players, taking one of them down. Oh, let's see now, will they be able to continue that push? You can see Sela, of course, now just on the run. The Mars team sitting on 2 players. Ooh, the hits still continuing to fly in. The Dragons taking quite a bit of damage, so much so that it is lobby for them. And of course now we have two teams left, Mars and the players from EFX.
Here we go.
Mars getting hit in the process. Everything,
God damn, it's lit, boy.
Faker. Let's see if Faker will be able to make this one out. Lixen or Lion, whatever, we still need to figure that one out. But Faker, sorry, just making his way up. And you can see Mercury coming in with that wide flank all the way around. The hits about to start flying in. Let's see, will they be able to find Mars in the process? No, but it seems like Faker finds the hit in on Andrew and Bait. Oh, down he goes. And just like that, EFX get themselves the chicken dinner. What a beautiful play that was.
Yeah, what a strong performance coming in from EFX. They have just done very, very well today. Getting some serious kills, getting some serious placement points.
There we go. In 9th place, we got Car.
Thrive under such pressure.
Getting 0 kills there in match number 2 of game number 2. Unfortunate for Luffy coming superior at this. But well done. Game number 1, they got 5 kills. It is not over yet, however, it's not over yet. So well done once again to Kotiria Gaming. That is it for tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Make sure that you do like, share, subscribe, whatever you need to do to continue gaming. We do bring you the best gaming. Otherwise, guys, have a lekker Saturday night. I hope you enjoy the games. We will be bringing a lot of fun games coming up ahead as well. Make sure you join in the fun, guys. Have a lekker night. Peace.